Hi everyone, my name is Annette. Thank you for being here today. Welcome to this channel, Gifted Mercy. I would like to first start by requesting you guys to like, subscribe and share this video as you get to watch it till the end of it. There's something interesting coming up at the end. So today we'll be talking about the cost of living in Australia. We'll focus on food, shelter and clothing, especially as a student, and how to work your way out around, especially if you have a challenge in probably accessing local foods. So like I said, we look at the cost of living in Australia, and maybe we can start it off by housing as a student. Be it if you've chosen to go for a studio house, a 1-bedroom, or probably a house that is a 2-bedroom or whatever it is, where you share maybe a living area and you all have your separate rooms. How does that look like? How expensive is it? Do you pay for houses per month like we do here in Kenya, or how does it happen?
Wow, those are good questions, and as I have been telling you before, it's a lot different from what we are used to in Kenya. So when it comes to accommodation, the studio apartments, the apartments and housing can be quite challenging for a student. In that it's more pricey, like what we pay here for a month for a studio apartment is what you'll be paying for rent for 1 week. And rent is not paid per month, where I have never actually had to pay rent per month. It's usually per week or per fortnight, because even when you're working you get paid weekly or fortnightly, so it tallies with how people are getting paid at their works. Now, owning a student apartment a studio apartment or your own house is possible, not owning, renting, because you can't own any property in Australia if you're not a resident or a citizen. So you're going to definitely rent. However, because of the cost factor, you find that you're not going to be able to afford that. So most people, what we do as students is we go into shared accommodation. It's not popular in Kenya. Probably even most of us have never heard of shared accommodation, but this is how it works. So you find that in a house that is like 3-bedroom apartment, you're going to have to share with 2 other housemates. So that will be 3 people living in there, yourself and the 2 others. How it works is you will have your own room, and you will have to share the bathroom, the kitchen and the sitting area. So this will lower your cost of living in terms of how much rent you're paying. The whole house will definitely be costing between $300 to $400 or even $500, depends on the location and many factors, per week. So as a student, you're not able to factor that in your finances, obviously, because your school fees has been paid for by your parents, and even by the time you get work, you're probably chipping in on the school fees, which is a bit expensive. So you want to have to lower that, and you're looking at around 150 or from 100. I don't even know whether now we have $100 worth of rent. So it's 150 upward. So, and remember, like $1 Australian dollar is 80 shillings, Kenyan shillings. Yes, conversion. So roughly, let's say you're paying $100 per week, you're paying 8,000 Kenyan shillings per week for a room.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's like if I choose to stay in an actual house here, that's like paying about 32,000 per month.
Yeah, and that is just one, maybe a bed sitter, because you see you're sharing.
Oh, wow.
So you're just in a room, meaning everything is factored in there. So in most cases that will include your electricity, water and gas and internet, and that's how we survive.
Wow.
Yeah, hostels for students, same thing. So it will be obviously like flats or even just one house paid by uni or something, and then you get to share the bills. So if a house is going for $400 a week, then you divide that by 3 or by 4. It depends. It could be a 4-bedroom or a 3-bedroom apartment.
Okay, do you get houses like on lease such that you always have to renew the lease, or how
Yes, that's a good question. In fact, hey, that is a very interesting question. You know, the first time I tried to get a house, I was very frustrated because unlike in Kenya whereby you just walk around and ukiona nyumba vacant, you apply, you don't even apply, you call the caretaker. Yeah, and if you like it and they like you and you have the money, you pay and you can move in instantly. Now in Australia, getting a house or accommodation is like looking for a job. You have to apply and you have to have 2 references. So you have to have rental history in most cases for you to get accommodation. You see, what I mean is if it's my property, you come and apply, Annette, I'll give you a form, it's called an application form, and then after application form, I will call your references that you've written there, I will verify the information that you've given me, and then I would decide if I am happy to give you the room or the house, then I give you a lease contract. And now the thing is that is interesting about it is you have either 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, or it's renewable, right? However, if you sign for 3 months, you can't move out after 1 month. It's not Kenya. You'll have to pay a cost for breaking the lease. It's not like Kenya when you move out, you get you give a notice of 30 days and then you get your deposit and then you're gone. No. So here, if you move out of that house before the term of the contract that you signed, you will get back your deposit, but you will be paying for that house until they get another tenant, even though you're not living in it.
Oh, wow.
Or that's option 1. Or you have to find someone else to replace you. That's the only time you get back your deposit. And if also you have damaged anything in that property, you also have to factor that will be deducted, that is a common thing. Even in Kenya we do that. Yeah, I hope I answered that question.
Yes, you did. Okay, so moving on, we look at the cost of food in terms of either you're buying food from our Kenyan Marikiti market or the supermarket.
Yeah.
How expensive it is, the taste of food also, and how you had to fit into the culture.
Yeah, wow, you have good questions. Very interesting. And the thing about where to find food, yes, we have open markets, which is what we refer to as Marikiti here in Kenya. You have to know where to get them. They're just not like random. And also they have like special days. They have special market days. It's highly unlikely that you'll find Marikiti or rather open market open every single day. So, and then the other part that really shocked me the first time I landed in Australia is there's no kiosk. Hakuna kibandaskis. Huwezi enda kununua nyanya hapo na kitunguu kwa barabara.
Okay.
Like
kuna kibandaski ya kukula kama
no, hakuna, imagine. Like pure roads, there's no building alongside the road. You have to go to a mall, a proper mall, or a restaurant, or kuna vibanda, but they are in specific places. So you can't just pull over it in nakula nyama choma.
Wow.
Yeah, so open market ziko, you have to really have been in that place or in the location that you live in to know where the open market is. You can buy food from the supermarket, which is the most common place for us to do shopping. However, it's probably for the kind of foods that we're used to, like the sukuma wiki, which we don't even have sukuma wiki. They have kale, or what we call sukuma wiki in Kenya is not what is there. You know, as we have green collards, that's what we call sukuma wiki. Yeah, and the leaf is different. So you know, kale is the one that looks like a flower. That's the one you will get in the supermarket. And one bunch, like the same na yenye tunanunua kwa soko.
5-10 shillings.
Yes, 5 to $7 if you find it in a very fair price market. Yeah, so that is probably equivalent to what tunanuanga moja 10 bob. Yeah, and if $1 is $80 and we buy 5 bob, it's like we buy 400 bob for one bunch. But the key thing is to not convert everything, others out
everything as expensive.
Yeah, but initially you can't help it. When you first land, you will find that lazima utajipata tu na convert pesa uko like wow, avocado 10 bob. $10 is like 800 Kenyan shillings. Woo, misikuli avocado. But after time also you keep getting more money here and there, then you become accustomed, and then you blend in, and then you stop seeing it as a big deal. So yeah, the cost of food, let me give you the basics for like unga ugali, which hautapata kwa supermarkets mob. We have a special shop, like we call them African shop or Asian shops. That's where you will get all our Kenyan or African taste buds. Food zetu ziko huko. So if you need unga, if you want matumbo, if you want goat or whatever, you will find it in the African shops or Asian shops. So if you live around any area, try to locate that, because you're going to be able to enjoy the foods that you're eating more. Now, I was going to give you guys the cost of unga. We're looking at $25 for 15 kilos. It's a lot. I mean, compared to our prices here. So don't expect to find it for $10 or $2. And then when it comes to, what else did you ask me? The taste. The taste of food is so different. Ata yung unga ugali, it's the one they import from South Africa. It's like kukula ya ile jambo ya hostess. Yeah, hostess. Nya nimeka. Hostess, unga ya hostess, and I'm not like who badmouth your brand. I have nothing against hostess. If you love it, that's good. Personally, I prefer ile unga kusiaga number 2. Traditional. Yeah, it's the tastier and more fuller and healthier kind of unga that I would go for. But that we rarely get. So utapata tu hizo ma-GMO or just imported, overly shifted food. Yeah. So nyama would taste different. Hey, from my own experience, that of my husband and my brothers, we don't like the taste of meat there, and I've heard from other African natives, the food is different from what we have back in our African countries, or maybe back from Kenya, because that's where I came from. Sikukula nyama ya kila mahali. Farmer's choice utamiss. What are sausages? You will miss that. Hakuna ziko sausages are Australia, but
taste is different.
Yeah, so how we work around that is the more you live there or the more you stay there, you get to know that kuna farms. Like farmers who are Aussie, and they have goats and cows, and they do slaughter and sell. So instead of buying from a supermarket, you can go buy from them. However, as a student, it's a bit of a challenge, because where do you freeze all that meat? Because you'll buy in bulk. They sell in bulk, most of them. Yeah, so uta survive too.
Okay, well, that's great.
Yeah, thanks.
We can look at cost of living, I mean, in terms of clothing.
Yes. Yeah.
So do you have the Gikomba we have here, where you can get tops at 10 shillings and all that? And how expensive is it? Do you get your clothes from malls? Kuna unitawaja wase au tuziango kwa streets?
Hawkers.
Kuna hawkers. Yeah. Are there hawkers around, or how do you
go about it? Sasa, hey, that's also another interesting bit of living in Australia. Hawkers are how? Hawkers only when there's open market, but not the way like right now. If you walk into town, you'll find hawkers.
Kanjo?
Kanjo hata sasa watakuwa wapi? But kuna hizo open markets, like maybe on Friday or Saturday, then you can get stuff. Fashion ya Aussie, sorry to say Australians, it sucks. It's not because of venye Kenya tumezoea kuslay. You know, as we get nini clothes from the UK and the US, dude, you will forget what slaying looks like. Have you ever walked in a shop, not even 1, 2, 3 or 4, even different malls, na unatoka empty-handed? There's literally nothing for us to wear. The kind of clothing that we're used to, ni ngumu kupata Aussie. Even the quality of fabric, like even the jeans and the hoods, like even these hoods, you know, we buy them from Kenya. You have to wait until someone is coming to Kenya or get someone to send them to you, which is double the cost, obviously. However, if you decide to wear the hoods, they're there, and then we wash them na mashini mara 2-3 inapata zile nini zinaitangwaje, lint, zile vitu zinajikunja kunja, so it's kind of ruined anyway. And one hood like this particular one, if it's winter, $20 to $50 for one item. That is 50 times 8, 4,000. 4,000. Yeah, for one hood. How many hoods will we have in Kenya?
Yeah.
For 1,000?
That's like 4.
Yeah, 4 or even okay
More,
by the
depending kama
hawkers.
nimekomba.
So you know,
Yeah.
or even 50-50 come too, share.
Yeah.
Toy market. I wouldn't say we have anything like that. Like in my experience, maybe ni mimi could discover in the 6 years that I've lived there.
Yeah. Okay, so it's actually probably a business opportunity for
Yes.
someone to be exporting clothes in terms of branded hoodies.
Yeah,
or whatever.
yeah. It
I
is.
think.
It is. The challenge would be how to get in.
Ah.
For you to have a visa to do the business, and also if you bring them in as let's say you're a student, then you come home, then you're able like to beba upeleke.
Yeah.
Challenge itakuwa the cost now. Of
But-
course, na tunauzanga tu. We bring even braids. That's the other part. Madam man, ndo slay. Hey, one braid, the one that we buy for 80 bob. See tunanunua like
Actually,
$10.
right now, if you're buying wholesale, it's 54 shillings.
Exactly.
If it's
Yeah, 50. And then sisi tunabuy at $8 ama $10. Hiyo yenye unabuy 50 bob.
So what of the labor cost?
Yeah, that's the other thing. Whoa, mamas. Ni struggle. So to look this nice, for example, kama hii hairstyle yako, if I was doing your hair, I'll charge you $150 or $250 depending. So kwa nyumba, so $100 or $150, na ukienda kwa salon, $200 and above.
Converted?
$200 times 8, so 2 times 8 is 16.
Oh, wow.
So nika 16k Kenyan shillings.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's enough for like probably the whole year for me.
I know, right? Unalipa sotano.
Well, it depends.
So
Also, if you're
2K.
more natural,
Yeah.
you don't have to plait your hair that much.
All the
so,
time. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So we've covered cost of living in terms of housing, cost of living in terms of food, purchasing food,
Yeah.
cost of living in terms of
Clothing?
buying clothes.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe the other thing we can add is the cost of living in terms of transport, because that you're going to need, especially if you're commuting from your accommodation to your school or even school to work. Now, we have public buses or public transport, which is on a schedule. Si venye tumezoea Kenya ati
Matatu.
anasimama ama unasimama anywhere and then unabebwa. No, you have to go to a specific stand na kuna timetable. Kama basi ni ya saa 6 and us Kenyans we don't know how to keep time. Ufike hapo hivi saa 7 ilishaenda. Then you have to wait for like an hour or 2 or 3 depending on the location you are. So that it becomes very tedious to use, and then also like the period you're having to wait ni longer. Unapata si as efficient as venye si tunangojea in Kenya. It's efficient for the population there because most of them they start driving at 16 years old. So they already have their own cars, either hand me down from their parents or they're given as a gift for their 16th birthday, which is not a very popular thing for us. Gari ni kama baiskeli. You have to own a car to have at least 1 or 2 activities going on. Kwenda shule, kwenda job, like that. Ukitegemea public transport, it's difficult. But it's doable. We did it.
Thank you so much, Mercy.
Yeah.
I think we've covered pretty much in terms of cost.
Yeah.
We can always look further, maybe in a different video, talk about maybe costs outside school, of course, as students. If you want to engage in leisure, if you want to go out sometimes, maybe we can look into that for a different video.
Yeah, for a different
how
video.
expensive it can be. Yeah, and
it was nice.
Our viewers, thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Annette, for hosting this video. You did really good. I am very impressed with the kind of questions that you came up with. I hope we get to see you more and more on our channel. And guys, I hope we answered some of your questions, if not all, that you may be having in terms of wanting to go and study and live in Australia. If you have more, hit me on Instagram. My username is @giftedmercy, and you can find the links to my socials in the description section of this video. Until next time, ciao.